name is Saeko. I'm a student at IAIA. This is a digital curation on money and wealth exhibit. I hope you enjoy.
My name is Joanne Morales, and this is my piece, Pecunium. It's sort of a play off of what I used to do when I was little. There's a little guy over here, that's me. I remember once when I was little, I told my mother that I was cold, and so she went outside and found the blanket that was the cleanest, the driest, and came back inside and wrapped me in that blanket. And it's a really fond memory I have with my mom, where she always just try and find the best for me. And this is just a play off of that, where money has been replaced by emotions and love. All the blankets are money with different cliches on them. For example, having money to burn, money makes the world go round, blood money, time is money, put your money where, and money doesn't grow on trees. And I use the Latin language to describe each one. So it's really just a study of how I see money now and how it connects to our lives today in a way that it probably shouldn't. It's replaced a lot of things that are basic and essential in our lives, like love.
I'm from South Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, from the Oglala and Minikoju bands of Lakota, and I'm also Pikani Blackfeet from Montana. So I named my piece Give Me an Indian Name, and I conceptualized the installation off of the traditional Blackfeet medicine bundle, but I set it off of Blackfeet medicine bundle. They're placed outside teepees on a tripod with blankets that were used with the bundle, as well as rawhide parfleches. So what I did was I wanted to talk about the power and essence that our people contain, but then also I wanted to talk about how they're medicine people, medicine men, medicine women, and also people that aren't medicine men and medicine women, and they prophetize, they make money off of our ceremonies, giving Indian names. They make money off of our way of life as Indian people. So I wanted to talk about that by using something sacred, which is controversial, recreating it, and then setting it up and putting it into the Primitive Edge Gallery. I guess that was kind of like my fight, was to create that piece, to talk about it and bring it out and expose it. Inside the top of the piece, around the bundle part, I had a star quilt, which would have been like a blanket, just symbolizing gifts that you give away or whatever to the medicine man or medicine woman for whatever you're receiving, as well as I put a bow and arrow in there as to symbolize the man and fighting. I had a bow inside of the installation as fighting for what I'm talking about, and then I put a cylinder rawhide case, and within the rawhide case I had prayer sticks. I had pieces that were stuck inside there. They were prayer sticks, and where they traditionally would have like tobacco ties or something hanging off of them, yeah. I used dollar bills, and so to show that it was like people paying for prayers is how I felt. Yeah. And so and then I had money hanging off of it, and then I had writing all over along the sticks, as well as Blackfeet traditional designs of tadpoles and which represented the water people and stuff like that. So it had those elements in there, and there's writings on the sticks that just different quotes, different sayings, belief, who's the real medicine man, I want to buy an Indian name, kind of thing. And so that's pretty much what my piece stands for. And then at the same time I had the coyote hide on the piece, which is the trickster, his like common belief that he tricks people and stuff like that. So I kind of felt like, that was my interpretation of what's really happening is like the traditional. Because our tribe, we don't pay for Indian names. We don't pay for, some tribes do, but Lakotas is really shunned upon. seek money for those kinds of things. So that's why I did my piece on it.
The sculpture called Politician's Wife, and it's the Arizona limestone sculpture, and it's a commentary on the liberties that a lot of politicians, a lot of government officials, corporate leaders, people like that take when it comes to visualizing women or sexuality as a commodity. And a lot of times this happens overseas, or it happens in places where there's no real jurisdiction for the law to punish these guys. And so this sculpture was done to sort of portray the penetration that a lot of these women have to sort of embody when it comes to, saving face or kind of standing up for somebody or standing beside somebody who is obviously doesn't have that much invested in the relationship, in the honor, or in the distinction of accountability. She's without a face, she's without a head, without legs, and almost in bondage. She becomes sort of an instrument of this male mentality, objectification that is constantly occurring. It permeates our culture, which really isn't a culture. It's more just an excess of exploitation, and people controlling other people, and that's what a lot of this is based on. The dinero, the jewelry piece that I did, is kind of bringing that back full circle to the point that it maybe won't look so bad. Maybe things won't be so grim if there was to be reaccount of our currency. If there was to be no money and we were to go back to a time of sort of barter and exchange for goods and services, I think it would be a little more genuine. I think it would happen in a way that people could start to really appreciate their opportunity for existence rather than try and accumulate this idea of wealth that doesn't really have anything more to do with itself than accumulating more wealth, more and more and more. The more you got, the more you have to have. We don't have any of it, and we all just, learn to be conscious about our surroundings, about what we do, accountable for our actions. I do believe that would and could elevate us to a place, to a state of transcendence, where everything is possible.
My name is Aziza Muhammad. When I saw the peacock originally, it was not colored at all. So the peacock was just plain wood. But what fascinated me was all the intricate pieces that the original artist had put together. I'm talking about originally he put all those little intricate little pieces they carved out and put together to make this peacock. And I was fascinated with that. When I looked at it, I said, wow, I gotta have that. And I said, for some reason, I don't know, I just gotta have it. And then I started thinking about I could make it more beautiful and colorful. But I had it for a couple of months before I did anything with it. But when the Money and Wealth show was coming up and they were talking about artists submitting work, I thought about, hey, the peacock, I could do something with the peacock. And so that's when I really started working on it. The male peacock is the one whose feathers are actually erected to that beautiful flow. And what I did, thinking about money and wealth, I thought about the wealth of the abundancy of feathers and colors in the peacock, and purple and the turquoise and the gold, which they are the dominant colors that were there. And for instance, like the turquoise is known as a symbol of wealth in many ancient cultures, and purple it's represented as spiritual fulfillment, and the purple is a symbol of royalty. Okay, and of course gold is this expression of wealth, and also gold can also symbolize good, and wisdom of love. When the lighting is hitting it just in the right angle, the gold shines, it glitters.
Yeah.
So it's very important that when it's on display that the lighting is hitting it the way that, so that wealth and abundance can just glow. I did some research on the bamboo peacocks, and I found out also that they were used as a commercial product also for sustainability. And countries like over in India, bamboo supports the livelihood of over 8 million people and bamboo artisans. Money and wealth, it grows from its own root system.